the same time, he's talking to 3 radio show hosts, and none of which is true. I mean, it's just not true. And he's telling us these things. Now, if he didn't want Ted Harvey to be the executive director, go to Ted Harvey and say, look, donors don't want you. I'm sorry, it's put me in a bad position. I made you this promise, but I can't keep it because the donors don't like you. Okay? That is honest. Don't go out and say his wife left him, he's filing bankruptcy, and he's an embezzlement risk. Why would you do that? Why not just say, look, can't get it done, Tom?
And I want to clarify, if I said extortion, I meant embezzlement. That was the statement that was given. Not that he would extort, but that he would actually, he was so desperate financially, he would take money from the party. It was outrageous.
Remember, I'm just going to say that I know the right now, the narrative that is out there, I see it all the time, is that we, myself, Cynthia, and Becky went to him and were mad at him for not hiring Ted, and that's why we were doing this. Now, absolutely, I wanted Ted to be the executive director as he had been promised in writing many times. Steve actually described the job, told him what the wages, the salary would be, promised him that, and that happened. And you know, Mike McAlpin here is someone who was part of that whole process, knows exactly what was promised beforehand during the campaign for chairmanship. There was a lot of support for Steve because he made that promise. And we wanted, yes, it is true, I certainly wanted, and a lot of people wanted, Ted Harvey to be in that position because I trust him, because I've known him for 30 years. I mean, I've known him for a long, long time. You know, and you know, the people who don't like him, too pro-life or whatever, I know the guy, and he's a good guy. And I would have trusted him in that position. Okay, Steve House decides not to do that, even after he made these promises and put them in writing. And oh, that's it. Fine. I'm not happy about it, but that is not what we went to see him about. Please understand that. No matter how many times the other side says that.
It's because he was disparaging his character.
Yeah, it is exactly right, because not only did he disparage his character, but he put the party and himself into a very, I mean, these guys can tell you, they're lawyers, and I'll guarantee you this, that if I'm looking for a job with you, maybe with other people, and you go and tell people that that my family's left me, I'm emotionally, you know, it's like this, and I'm on the verge of bankruptcy, and by the way, I might embezzle money. What the hell do you think I would do about that, or somebody could do about that?
They also had Ted working in the Republican office for several months with no pay or anything based on that promise.
Promising that it was going to be there.
So to answer Kim's question, there's a lawsuit just waiting to happen against the party.
That's my point. That is why we talked to him. And that is exactly what I told the night of the meeting. I said, you have put yourself and this party into jeopardy, into legal jeopardy, by saying, not only is it despicable to say something about somebody like that, which is all these things are complete, total lies. This is not true. He is not, his family hasn't left him. He's not on the verge of bankruptcy. It sure as hell is an embezzlement risk. But saying that to people in the media and to the Secretary of State, I'm telling you, puts, I think, the party in jeopardy. And that was my concern. That is what I meant. The idea, the fact that he did not hire him, never, ever, ever came up in that meeting. Never once.
And it definitely was not about his affair with Julie Ney.
So the only person that has standing in this case, though, would be Ted.
Yeah.
And Ted has too much character to bring suit, which is the only saving grace here for the party.
Yeah.
Back in the back.
Sorry to be twice today. So I'd just like to say a couple things. One about Ted. I know the man for 7 years. He's never stole my wallet yet.
I can't hardly hear you, I'm sorry.
I've known Ted for 7 years. He's never stolen my wallet yet. He's had plenty of opportunities. He called me tomorrow morning and said, I'm invading hell. We're taking nothing but sporks. I'll go with him. He's a good man.
Yeah.
So that's not a dispute. So I think it's pretty damn lucky that he's a good Christian man too. Somebody said that about me at lunch right now.
Yeah. That way too.
Yeah.
Speaks to his character. Very solid.
Mr. Zarlingo.
I have a question, and then we do have to wrap it up because we're past our time here. But so, I mean, where does this go from here, guys? I mean, What now happens? I mean, is there going to be more information coming out? Are we going to learn more? Is this just going to die on the vine? Is this
Well,
what do you guys in your experience see this? How is this playing out?
Of course, the media inquiry is always around the affair. And now there are phone records out showing 350 text exchanges between the two of them. And there's the little thing that was recovered from Julie's phone where Steve asked her to describe in graphic detail what she'd like to do to him and stuff like that. That's the stuff that I fear is going to fuel all this. But it's this big stuff that you were just talking about, the character disparagement. The legislature was embarrassed. There was an editorial in the Denver Post when Steve changed his positions on the two things, the gun magazine limit, gun magazine size limits, and the presidential primary. He's texting to a sitting state senator one position, but his spokesperson at the time was giving another. And the Denver Post did an editorial on that. What is wrong with this Republican Party or this legislature?
And I can tell you that particular issue and in that particular caucus meeting, there were some very, very upset Republicans. And I mean, they were sitting there going, okay, where's the party? And the party doesn't know where the party is. And on an issue like that, you have got to be clear and you've got to take a stand. Now, you know, you can be for or against this issue, but take a stand. And there were people in there that were absolutely furious.
But I thought our party, state party platform, all those 30 little paragraphs or whatever, that's what we stand for. Whatever Steve says, that's just what he stands for. It has nothing to do with the party.
He's the chairman of the state GOP. He is that spokesperson. He is that voice of the GOP.
They go to him or his spokespeople. So, Lana?
Well, I just wanted to say something really quick. I'm the friend of Julie. So I'm the one who's defended her and come out and defended her over and over again. This is a woman who cannot show her face anymore. This is a man who destroyed her. And you know, Jesus did not come for the sinners, you guys. I mean, he didn't come for the pure. He came for the sinners. So if I'm in her life to be her friend and her mentor and to help her, I will do that. Because that's what I am called to do. Steve House called her the night they walked out, or he walked out of the meeting with them. He called her. So the truth is the truth. We keep talking about freedom, liberty, truth. You want to talk about truth? Truth is truth. He's using and covering up. That's the lie, not the affair. Who gives a shit about the affair? Everybody's had affairs, right? No. Not me. But the people that are fighting on Facebook, calling her prostitutes, calling her things that is so wrong on every level. And Steve House should be ashamed of himself. Because you know what? One thing, Ken, you and I go way back. We go back to Dan Mays' days. Where Steve House, I'm sorry, Tom. Okay, but it's Tom, you know. Okay, so Steve House worked for Dan Mays. Steve House also dated all those women back then. There's going to be a lot more coming out, you guys.
Can I just say one more thing, Lana? I know we're out of time, but we'll get one more question if they let us. Just remember, it was Steve who brought the affair out.
Thank you.
That's it.
When
this all comes out because he did that. We would not be in this situation had he not decided to make this.
When the Attorney General, when Steve kept saying, "What else you got? What else you got?" and the Attorney General said Julie, she didn't say Julie Nate, she said Julie. Steve's response was, "I know 3 Julies." Then he left the meeting and called Julie Nate.
Yeah,
and then he reported it to the Denver Post.
It was within
that it was about an affair.
1 minute. Because Julie called me and said Tom and Cynthia and Becky just met with Steve. And then he's going to have a friend call her to deny the whole thing. She was still going to cover for Steve's ass.
And then he used a party officer, the vice chairman of Adams County Republicans, to make that call and record that recording without telling her that it was being recorded. So I mean,
don't forget, he sent us a text.
He resigned, and then he
message
resigned his
of
resignation.
the meeting saying, I will resign tomorrow. I will say it is because of personal and undisclosed reasons. And if anybody attacks me, I will attack back. Those are the exact words of the text we got within 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the meeting. Now, I asked
It's
you,
not going
why
away.
would anybody send that if there was nothing there? You know what I mean? Totally innocent. No, he knew, but he felt that he had covered his bases with Julie and could get away with it. Sent another message about, I don't know, an hour later saying, I've decided not to resign tomorrow. I don't even know what I'm being accused of.
It's very Clinton-esque. We had one more question back there. I know we're out of time.
I was just wondering, I mean, it seems like it's a pretty big character flaws that obviously some of them have been known for a while. So maybe Tom, I love you to death. Maybe this is more regarding you. If you guys knew that he had these character flaws, at least some of them. Well, if you guys knew that he was sleeping around back in the
I did not know it until I didn't know anything about it until about.
No, he just had a history of, but he was single back then. He wasn't married.
Regardless of everything, I just want to thank you guys as a legislator for all you've done in the past. You know, it was so nice to have a voice. Hopefully, you didn't let us off the hook too when we disagreed. We've had our own little battles, so I appreciate all the coverage, but thank you for everything you've done. I hope you guys keep up.
It was a real joy. It really was. Much as I hated 3:30, I loved 5 o'clock. I really did.